Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your Bryan and Hodge here, and welcome back to another episode of WWE News and Rumors. So I've just got to be honest up front here. I'm having trouble finding motivation to want to do this episode. I don't know, guys. Something I don't know. I just don't feel, I don't know, full of energy and excitement and everything after, you know, just the news. I mean, I'm still in shock now of it. And having trouble wrapping my brain around this, but we're just going to go ahead and jump in because the first thing is about him. So the thing, obviously, Luke Harper is his WWE name, or Brodie Lee in AEW. This is just still shocking to say, but he has passed away. And it still doesn't feel real. But the first news story is about something to do with him. So basically, WWE themselves, the WWE Network is, you know, obviously what most of us know what the WWE Network is. They've added like a playlist kind of thing of the best, you know, the greatest hits or whatever of Luke Harper or whatever, just the greatest moments of Luke Harper inside the WWE, which is cool and all, but I believe I mean, it's subjective, but I think a lot of his greatest work was actually outside of the WWE, was actually in the indies, and even his more recent stuff in AEW, it's been excellent. But I'm glad to see WWE doing something. It is something, and that's good. I'll be very happy if hopefully they will do something for him on Raw tomorrow. I don't know if Raw is pre-taped tomorrow or if it's actually live, but hopefully they'll at least edit something in if they can't have all the wrestlers come out and stand on the stage for him. I mean, I get he wasn't actively signed to the WWE or anything, but still I believe that's what's right to do. The next news story is also relating to him. It's about CM Punk. So CM Punk has announced, well, I guess he didn't announce, but he told Pro Wrestling Tees to announce it. And they basically said CM Punk has informed Pro Wrestling Tees that all money made from his merchandise site, like every penny CM Punk makes selling a t-shirt or any merchandise or anything, he wants to be donated to the family of Brodie Lee / Luke Harper. And that's a very, you know, a very generous and you know, like crazy generous thing of CM Punk to do. I'm still processing it, and I'm sure there will be a lot more we will talk about here on the channel to do with Luke Harper. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about some other things going on right now in wrestling, because that's what this show is. And I really hate to just transition like that, but there's no really smooth way to do it. Okay, the next news story is about Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't even know, guys, it just doesn't feel right. This whole episode doesn't feel right, and I've been literally sitting in my planning office for a few hours just being like, ugh, it just doesn't feel right. Like, it just doesn't, but God, it's never gonna feel right. So anyway, the next one is about Stone Cold Steve Austin and his Broken Skull session thing on the WWE Network. So the things to do with the Broken Skull thing, he has, you know, he interviews wrestlers and he kind of gives behind the scenes to the character and kind of makes the wrestler more relatable or whatever. Recently he had Drew McIntyre on, and now I guess his next guest is actually going to be Bayley. So Bayley is going to be on the Broken Skull session. She'll be the next guest, whenever that will be, I would guess, around Royal Rumble time. I'm not sure. Okay, the next rumor. The next rumor is actually about Ronda Rousey. So Ronda Rousey, it's not about a return or anything. And I do have to say this. I meant to say this in the beginning of the news episode, but obviously I had, you know, other things I wanted to say. But this episode of TV News and Rumors is actually just all news. Some episodes, it'll just be all rumors. Some episodes, it'll be all news. But most of them are like mixed together news and rumors. But this one is just going to be confirmed news stories. So Ronda Rousey in an interview actually said that while she was like ending her WWE run and kind of, you know, closing out being the champion and everything, she was actually wrestling with a broken back. So she had like the bottom part, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, it was like a vertebrae or something, maybe it's not a vertebrae, some kind of bone structure thing in her back was actually broken half into two different pieces. So just crazy. And Ronda Rousey, you know, she'll wrestle through anything. So yeah, Ronda Rousey wrestled with a broken back inside WWE, I guess. Okay, the next news story. The next news story is actually about Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan has actually announced that when his contract comes up, which is coming up pretty soon, in fact, when it comes back up, he is not actually going to be re-signing for a full-time contract. So he's not going to stop wrestling or anything. He is going to be doing a part-time contract, which is completely understandable because he has a lot going on in his life. You know, he has 2 kids and he wants to spend time with those kids. So instead of being a full-time every week wrestler, he's just going to be a part-time wrestler, which is completely fine. Daniel Bryan's done plenty for the business of WWE professional wrestling, or sorry if it's sports entertainment, but yeah, Daniel Bryan will be signing a part-time contract, he says. Okay, the next rumor is actually about SmackDown's ratings from this past week. And this past week, the SmackDown just, it seems like this never happens where like a WWE show actually falls on the day, but it actually happened this year for some crazy reason. Just ask the calendar why that was, but SmackDown actually fell on Christmas Day this year. So Christmas Day, or the Christmas night, I guess, the 25th. Night of the 25th, they did SmackDown. It's like, oh, it's Christmas, the ratings are probably not going to be that good. Probably not too many viewers because everyone's busy with Christmas and stuff. But no, actually, the ratings are shocking. Like, my jaw fell open when I saw the ratings for this. So SmackDown's ratings, and apparently there was like an NFL football game or something that was like a lead-in to SmackDown, so some of the people may have stuck around, but still they didn't flip the channel too much, it didn't look like. So the average for SmackDown this past week, Christmas Day SmackDown, the average viewer whatever number is actually 3.35 million people, which is quite good. But what was even more shocking was the high of the ratings high on SmackDown, I guess, was 4 million people. That's right. SmackDown broke 4 million people this week. That was not the average. That was just the high. That was probably just people stuck around from the football game and then they eventually flipped the channel. But on the average, it was still 3.35 million, which is still excellent. But to see wrestling like back into 4 millions, which is a number we never thought we would see WWE hit ever again, to actually see them do it, even though it was a lead-in from NFL, it's still good to see. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the final news story I'll be talking about inside this episode of WWE News. I keep wanting to say WWE News and Rumors, but this is just the news today because there's no really rumors, just because it's been a holiday week and there's not a whole bunch going on. But ladies and gentlemen, WWE have announced they're doing this like Legends RAW episode or whatever kind of marketing scheme they want to put behind it. So they're having like a bunch of retired wrestlers or wrestlers they've let go and they're in other companies, or, well, I don't want to say other companies. They're not like AEW wrestlers or anything, but it's just like people in the indies or who aren't wrestling anymore or whatever. And they've asked them to come to Raw. That's basically what they're doing. So I have a list right now. And this is not going to be everyone. They're really going all out for this, and it just doesn't feel right doing this without a crowd. Because if a crowd was there, it would be so much energy, and without, you know, the crowd, there's no energy. But anyway, I have a list here. So this is all the wrestlers so far at the time of recording this that are announced to be on that Raw Legends episode. Okay, we have Alicia Fox, Beth Phoenix, Big Show, Boogeyman, Booker T, Candice Michelle, Carlito. Carlito's a cool name because I haven't seen him in so long. We have Hillbilly Jim, Hulk Hogan, IRS, that's Bray Wyatt's father if you don't know, Ivory, Jacqueline, we have Jeff Jarrett, Jimmy Hart, Kurt Angle, Mark Henry, Melina, Michael P.S. Hayes, Mickey James, Ric Flair, Sergeant Slaughter, we have Takana and Tori Wilson. Good God, that's a lot of people. So there's already 23 people announced for this Raw like Legends episode, and it's not even like this coming week. I think it's the week after this coming one, so they're not even like close to announcing everyone. And I don't know if they're going to be announcing, like, everyone, but that is what they've announced so far. I'm sure there's going to be some surprises. So, it's going to be very interesting. But that, right now, is who they have announced to be on this Raw Legends episode. So, there you guys have it. That is going to do it for this episode of WWE News. Want to say rumors, but this is just the WWE News today. But right now on screen, I'm going to leave a link to 2 previous videos for you guys to check out, as well as a button to subscribe if you're brand new here. But thank you guys for watching this video. I am Bryan Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.